um, Hello. Welcome to another video. And yeah, there's something I want to tell all of you, and it kind of bothered me. I went through some things. I went through I had a bad experience with my older sister, and with a woman at a Walmart. And you want to know about me having problems, or having some bad friction with these two women, my sister and a woman that I don't know. Okay, before I get into this, I'm gonna take a sip of water before I get going. Well, before I get into this story, before I get into this story, I tried drinking coffee, but I just couldn't do it. I took a sip of coffee like one or two times, like a long time ago, and I just couldn't drink coffee. So I just decided not to drink coffee. Only thing I drink is just water, tea, black tea, um, Perrier or Massa Perrier. That's about it. And I drink soda time to time, and I drink vegetable juice. And and why I drink Perrier, because I want to avoid drinking those sugary high fructose corn syrup sodas or pop and fruit juice or fruit punch. Yeah, because I want to stay healthy and take better care of myself. Also, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I exercise. Yeah, I haven't been exercising as of late due to me being bitten on the right foot by a snake, a copperhead baby hatchling. And the swelling's going down, but I still feel the little bits of pain and stiffness from the snake bite. So the swelling's been going down. I've been propping my foot on a pillow as I sit down and lay down in bed and go to sleep every night. I prop my right foot and my right leg on the pillow. Yeah, my foot and my right leg was swollen due to the snake bite of the snake biting me on my right foot. Been propping it up on the pillow and to reduce the swelling. So yeah, yeah, the swelling's gone down. The swelling's going down, and I remember I've been walking with a limp, but but now I'm walking normal now. I can't run, and can't exercise. Do 10, 10 sit-ups, stomach crunchers, and 10 push-ups, lift weights, and run. I can't do all of that because of the condition of my right foot and my right leg from the snake bite. So I think about like at the end of this month and the beginning of November, which is next month. My right leg and my right foot will be back to normal. Excuse me. Yeah, just got done eating some food, dinner. It was a while ago. So yeah, that's why I burped a little bit, and that's kind of disgusting, but yeah. Okay, enough of that. Let me get into this story about me having a bad experience with my sister and a strange woman, a woman that I don't even know. Would like to get to know this woman, but because of how she is, and I'm gonna tell you about her and my sister and this story. Okay, it's like this. I think I remember the day before Wednesday, um, this week, which is this week, Wednesday. Yeah, remember Wednesday. I called my sister and told her to ask her. I need you to take me to the bank so I can cash these two checks I got, and yeah, so I can get the money out of these checks, so I can go and so I can go and buy some things at Walmart and also at the Dollar General store, which I want you to take me to after the bank. And my sister agreed to this. And okay, after I called her on the phone to tell her that, I got up and went to the bathroom, took a tub bath, and before I took a tub bath, I shaved, brushed my teeth before I got in the bathtub to take a tub bath. Then after that, I got out of the bathtub, dried myself off, went into a bedroom to get dressed. After I got dressed, I uh, put it on clothes, put it on shoes, and combing my hair. After I put some hair grease in it, um, my sister called me on my smartphone, and instead of touching answer on the touchscreen interface of my smartphone, I accidentally hit the touch interface icon for hang up. It was an accident. I didn't mean to hang up on. I wanted to answer the phone, but I accidentally hung up. So yeah, so I noticed that, and I went to call her again, and she didn't answer and went to voicemail. So I left a message on her phone telling her that telling her that I didn't answer the phone because I hit the touchscreen interface for hang up instead of answer. And my sister called me to let me know she was outside waiting for me. And I looked through the window and I saw that she was outside. So I opened up the door. So I turned all the lights off in my house. So I opened up the door and closed the door when I stepped out of the house and locked the door with my house key. And after that, I told my sister, "Hey, I tried to call you, but I accidentally touched hang up when I touched the interface, the touchscreen interface on my smartphone. The to answer to hit answer, but I hit hang up. So I'm sorry. So yeah, I wanted to call you, but I wanted to answer the phone, but I just hit hang up by mistake. And my sister didn't care, and she said this, uh-huh. Then I told her more about it, and she didn't care. And when she went across the street to get mail out of the mailbox of my house. Okay, then after that, we both got in the car, and she drove me to a city called Kilgore so I could do my banking at the bank by cashing these two checks, and also going to Walmart and the Dollar General store to pick up some things. Okay, on the way there, I was telling her, I don't want to drive. I don't want you to go through the video ATM machine because I don't know if they, I don't know if that machine's gonna take two checks at once. And so I want you to take me to the I want you to take me to the drive-through motor bank because at the video ATM machine, well, I didn't get a chance to explain to her to all this because she knew what I was about to say, but and I wanted to talk more about it. And she said she knew. I tried to tell her, but she kept interrupting me and said, "I knew, I know, I know, I know, I know." Then I tried to say something. She stopped me dead in my tracks of speaking. Okay, so I didn't say anything else, and we got into Kilgore. We turned onto a street to go through parts of the city, and my sister got in front of a pickup truck. My sister was driving. We were riding in her car, which is a 2006 Chevrolet HHR LT, sports utility wagon vehicle that was based on the Chevrolet Suburban pickup truck from the 1950s. It was also based on the Chevrolet Cobalt. If you guys aren't in the cars, I understand. I'll just explain to you what car I was riding in and what my sister was driving. Okay, my sister got behind someone in a pickup truck, and they just stopped and they just swerved to the other. They just start swerving in the road. They act like they didn't know where they were going because of the sharp curve. The curve was on the street that we were on was kind of weird. And after the truck made the curve incorrectly, my sister said, "You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going." And I got hesitant and I didn't got scared to say something to her, because if I felt that I got this problem where when people when I say something, people won't let me say anything, and I have a hard time trying to talk to people, because I'm nervous, or I just can't talk straight to anybody, like I have I'm having like cognitive issues, I can't talk straight to anybody. And it's really weird that I'm talking to one of you, that I'm talking to all of you on camera normally, and I can't, and sometimes like I can't talk to anybody like off camera, or sometimes when I make videos, it's like I just can't talk at all. Like I just stumble and fumble, and I just talk real slow. I just accidentally say the wrong words. Yeah. Well, anyway, I got some courage to respond to my sister complaining about the person in the pickup truck making that weird turn on that weird curve in the road somewhere in Kilgore. And I said this to her. He probably don't know, he don't know where he's going. He probably lost. He's I saw the plates on the truck. The truck was like out of state, like from Arizona. Well, anyway, when we got closer and closer to the bank, um, I failed to tell my sister to make a right turn on the street. I just forgotten to say anything, and she went right past the bank and the street to turn on to get to the motor bank and the video ATM machine. Okay, she missed it, and I noticed. And when I noticed, and she told me, she said, "Oh, that's the bank right there. I was just going to make a turn." And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have told you to make a turn off on that street." And my sister said this real quickly. I know you didn't. And and my sister gets on my nerves because my sister she has a loud mouth. She thinks she knows everything, and she has seizures. She's overweight. She has hypertension, diabetes, and she has thyroid problems, and she had back surgery. So my sister's a complete mess, and my sister, the seizures that my sister had, she worked at a nursing home where an old person with mental problems punched her in the stomach and messed her up. And I think that's the reason why she has seizures. Like, a person who has seizures, it messes with their brain, and that person can't talk straight to anybody. They'll say things and do things that don't make any sense. And my sister been saying things and doing things that don't make any sense. And when I know it's like everything I say to her, she'll just say, "I know that, I know that, I know you like this, I know you like this, I know you like that." Like, and I got into an argument with her over this. I said, like, you think you know everything, you don't know nothing. Like, why? I mean, everything I say to you, you say, I know this, you know that, I know you didn't do this, I know you didn't do that. And also, I'm on the way to the bank. My sister just was just hostile, and she just zeroed in on everything that I do, every little thing that I do. Adjust the seat, move the seat back, whatnot. In the car, I'll try to adjust the seat in her car, and she just immediately saw it, and she just got all of me over that. And I know it's like the seats didn't have power switches on it, and she said, "Use the power switches to move the seat up, back to that. Use the power seats, use the controls of the power seat to move it up and move it back." And I said, "Well, you didn't have any switches. There's no switches on the front on the front passenger seat, which I was sitting in. I was sitting up front with her. There's no switches to adjust the seat." And I just got on. I just argued with her all the way into the motor bank to cash the checks. Then we got to the tubes and the speaker and the motor bank. I was questioning my sister on her, saying that I don't know what the word anal means when I told her how anal she was when she was all over me on everything. And she said, "You don't know what the word anal means." And I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "No, you don't." I said, "Yes, I do." "No, you don't." "Yes, I do." "No, you don't." We just went back and forth, and then we stopped. I said, "Okay, if you say I don't know what anal means, okay, you don't know. Okay, how would you know? I don't know what the word anal means." Let me say this again. Okay, how would you know that I don't know what the word anal means? And she said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, if you don't know, then why are you accusing me of not knowing what the word anal means?" And I kept trying to say it, and she kept cutting me off and shutting me up. Then I said it again. She got all upset and like she don't want to hear what I gotta say, because I'm a disabled retard. And that's all it was. That's all it was. Like, and I kept going at her over this to say this, and she just snapped her fingers and pointed at the speaker on the motor bank suction cup tube to send your money and stuff through. And she said, "The woman's speaking to you." She didn't say anything. She just said, point and telling me to speak for myself. And, it's funny, my sister never let me do anything for myself or speak for myself. She has a big mouth, and she runs her mouth nonstop. Okay. Anyway, yeah, yeah, and after the woman spoke through the speaker, I told the woman what I want. I told her I want to cash 2 checks. And I think, and she said this: you want to you want to make a you want to cash a check, or you want to make a deposit? I said cash a check. Then through all this process, I kept trying to tell my sister about her accusing me of not knowing the word anal. And after all of that, I told my sister, hey, one day I'm gonna leave the United States. I'm gonna go overseas and live better. I'm gonna live in a sane civil environment that's good for my mental health. And she didn't care. And she thought in her mind that, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. And I didn't care what she said. I just told her what I'm about to do. Okay, then after that, she took me to Walmart, and I called her a compulsive hoarder because she's a hoarder. She just goes to garage sales and buy a lot of junk and just clog up her trailer with a lot of crap. Hey, you guys heard of hoarders? And there's a show in A&E called there's a show in A&E called Hoarders, and my sister's a hoarder. I call my sister a compulsive hoarder because she's a hoarder. And when I said the word compulsive, I think I said the word compulsive wrong. And she went and repeated it. And because I said because she zeroes in on every little thing. And she's very anal and very strict. Not strict, she's very anal, like you guys ever been around someone who just jump on you on every little thing, nail you on every little thing? It's annoying, and it is. Okay, after she took me to Walmart and parked her car in the park. Well, after we arrived at Walmart, she parked her car in the parking lot. I just got out of the car and just went into Walmart to do my shopping. When I got into Walmart, I just left my sister behind, and my sister didn't care. Sort of. Yeah. Um, I was in I got into Walmart and I went to go find some hair grease, and I was looking in the wrong places at Walmart because the store been remodeled, and everything's in different places now. Yeah, I went to the aisle where women's cosmetics and shampoos and hair dye was at. And I was looking for the hair grease, for some hair grease. Murray's Parmaade hair grease. You guys don't know what that means. Like, it's just some hair grease for like black people. Okay, I walked through there to look for some Parmaade hair grease. And I was in the wrong place, and a woman said, "Excuse me, I'm sorry." And I turned to her and said, "Well, you don't have to apologize because you got in my way." Um, yeah. And when I said that, I noticed like she was smiling, and she looked down, and she was acting weird, and she was white. So I left her alone. I didn't leave her. Well, I wasn't bothering her. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't say anything to her. I just left her alone, and I just went back to looking for some hair grease. Then I turned around and just walked back to where she was. I said, "Excuse me." She got out of my way. Uh, well, I said this. I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Excuse me. Yeah. Hope I wasn't being rude or anything to her. I'm trying to be polite. Okay. Finally, I couldn't find the hair grease. I went to look for a Walmart associate to tell me where the hair grease was at. And I found a Walmart associate. It was a young black guy. It was a young black guy with you know, with with some hair on his head, but part of his hair was like shaved on the side and just like was like a flat top or something with curls in it. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I went to him and said, "Hey, excuse me," and he said, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Hey, do you know where the hair grease is?" Um, yeah, well, what kind of hair grease are you looking for? And he pulled out his smartphone to look for it. And I told him I'm looking for Murray's Promenade hair grease. And he went to look for it and he found it and told me where it was. And I said, "Hey, yeah, thank you, I appreciate that." And I said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And he said, "You're welcome," really quickly. He was acting strange after I thanked him. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, went to found the hair grease. Got the Murray's. Found the Murray's Promenade hair grease. And I found it because it wasn't in the because I was looking in the wrong place and I found it. I think it was near it was there across the walking path from backpacks and whatnot. And so I found it. I got 2 cans of Promenade hair grease. So after that, so after I got okay, yeah. Also, I picked up some deodorant before I went to look for the hair grease. Okay, after I got what I need, I went to the checkout aisles to check out. I went to a queue to a checkout aisle. And there was a lot of checkout aisles there. Like some of them were open, some of them were closed, and and yeah, I picked a checkout aisle to queue up to stand in line at. So I queued up at this aisle. At this not the aisle, at this line. I queued up at this line behind a woman. Okay. I just stood behind her. And after as I stood behind her, I went to the candy section, and bought some breath mints and some chewing gum. Okay, as I was standing in line, I was just mind my own business, and all of a sudden, this woman in front of me, she turns to me and said this to me with her hands up. He said, "Oh, will you please back up? You're standing too close to me." And I said, okay, I'm sorry. And she just had this angry look on her face. And this is the woman that I was telling you guys about, this woman that I don't know. And she was just like, yeah, she was just angry. Like, she turned to me and just got all scared and just stuck her hands up and said, will you please, will you please back away from me? You're standing too close to me." Yeah, I said that. Yeah, and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stand too close to you." And she just ignored me. Like, yeah, when I tried, when I was talking to her, she just ignored me. Just ignored me. Like, and she just like she just like she didn't, like she had this look on her face, like she was angry, like she just didn't give a shit about me, like she just hated my guts or something. Then I said this to her after I said what I said to her. I said this to her. "Well, I didn't mean this. I didn't mean to scare you." And she said this to me real quickly. "It's okay. It's okay." That's what she said. And she had a husband. Her husband was standing near the bags where the cashier put people's things in the bags after the cashier rings up people's things that they buy, and the cashier puts people's things in those plastic bags. And her husband was standing. The woman's husband was standing near the bags. He just stood there. He didn't say a word. He just had he had this zombified look on his face, like this. Yeah, he was some scraggly look. He's just some scraggly looking white guy with a beard. And the woman, which is his wife, she was white too. And I didn't say anything to her. Again, I didn't say anything to her husband because if I say something to both of them, they don't want to they don't want to talk back to me or don't want to have anything to do with me. And that's just how it is in the United States. You know, people don't want to talk to you. People don't want to connect with you. Don't want to have anything to do with you. And this woman and her husband, they were young. And I noticed I had a conversation with some older people. I was talking to some old people. I just had a back and forth conversation with them. And I was talking to them. And I couldn't do it with this young couple. And just looking at this, it just hurts me inside. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It just made me sad. I mean, why? Why come young people here in the United States can't be like the older people? The older people are sociable and down to earth and easy to connect with, and the young people are not. It's just sad. Yeah, and you go abroad, it's in reverse, like the younger people are like the older people in the US. And I felt that a little bit when I was in Italy. Like it was this young guy at this cruise ship dock when I was getting on this cruise ship in Italy for that Mediterranean cruise back in October of 2023. And he was so down to earth. He spoke to me fully. He talked to me like I was just like everybody else. You know? And some young woman at a souvenir shop spoke to me and asked me about the United States. She wanted to know what the US was all about. And I didn't get that with that woman and her husband at that Walmart in Kilgore. And yeah. Anyway, after I paid for my things, I went outside and some black guy. When I left the store and went outside, some black guy was standing near the door, standing near the entrance way and the exit of Walmart. Now I came out. He was a happy guy. He had a smile on his face. He was a cool guy, and I had a conversation with him. Before I had a conversation with him, he asked me, "Do I want to put some money down to stop bullying in schools?" I said, "Sure." He said, "How much you want to put down?" And he said, "You don't have to give me any money or anything. To do this like that's up to you." And I changed my mind, and he said, "Well, how much money you want to put down?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And I noticed his accent. I asked him, "Hey, I noticed your accent. Are you from Jamaica?" He said, "No, I'm from America." And after he said that, he said, "It's okay. It's all right." And I had a conversation with him. I told him I went to a lot of countries. Yeah, I named all the countries that I went to when I told him. I said I went to I said I've been overseas. I traveled a lot. I went to Mexico, Canada, the United Kingdom, Belgium, Norway, Germany, France, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus. I didn't say all those countries to him. I missed some while I was telling him that. And he said, "Wow, you traveled a lot. So why you want to travel? So what made you want to travel?" I said, I'm just into cultures, different cultures, and plus, I want to get out of this country because this country is crazy. I just I just went through something crazy inside that Walmart. Some woman got all scared because I was standing too close to her, and he said this to me. "Yeah, people are just weird." And I said, "Yeah, the United States is a weird country." So after that, we bumped fists, and I went on my way, and he went back to doing his sailing stick. So I went to locate the car where my sister was in, so locate the car that were in the parking lot, which my sister was in, the HHR, and I found her. I just opened the passenger side door, and I got in, and I just told her, take me to the Dollar General store. So she took me to the Dollar General store. Um, Went there to get some shaving cream and some razors. Then after that, I got back in her car. Well, she went to the store with me. Then after that, after I paid for my things, we both got back into the car, and we went home. She drove me home. And on the way home, we didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to her. I didn't say anything to her, and she didn't say anything to me. And she was bitter. She was in a foul mood. She was crazy. I just felt a toxic, unfriendly vibe from her. Also from that woman at that Walmart. And I didn't say anything to her. She was like fiddling around with the radio in her car. She had an MP3 player plugged into the auxiliary input jack of the radio, and she was listening to some music, from Prince, whatnot. Songs like "I Would Die for You" and "Purple Rain." Yeah, Then then she got drove to the intersection, a four-way intersection. The MP3 player stopped playing music, and then she started like to flip around with the MP3 player to find some songs she wanted to listen to. Then the left turning signal of the traffic light, the traffic light, the left turn lane traffic light went from red to green, meaning go, and she just feeling around on the radio. Then someone behind her someone in a car blew the horn to tell her to go. And my sister said, "Oh, stop fussing!" And she just drove. I mean, the car that I was riding in, her car was filthy. It was disgusting. The seats were gross and dirty. There was junk and trash all over the place. So after that, she drove me home. I got out of her car. And I said, "Thank you for taking me out." And she said, "Uh huh." Yeah, I asked her to take me out because of the snake bite. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to drive a car again or not. So yeah, next week I'm gonna see if I can drive a car. See if my foot is strong enough for me to use to hit that brake pedal and that accelerator pedal. So yeah, so anyway, so that's the end of that story. And also in the past, I had arguments with my dad. I had an argument with my father. It was an argument when my father took me home after taking me to the Gregg County courthouse in Longview, Texas, to renew my passport. And yeah, we had this argument. I think before the argument, we were at the courthouse. I was signing some forms, and he wanted me to copy a form that he messed up on. So I filled this form out. I did what he told me to do. Then we both showed all these forms to this woman at the courthouse. So this woman pulled out a form and showed the form to me and said this: "You forgot to sign this. You gotta sign down the line." And I told her, "Well, I'm just going by what he's telling me what to do. I'm just going by what he's telling me." I was pointing to my dad. My dad got upset and said this to me: "Don't worry about it." Yeah, then after that, when we went home, we got in this argument. I told her like how crazy the cops were there and how those people were there. And he just wailed on me over that. Said, "You worried about these people? These people just doing their job." And I said, "I want to get out of this country. I want to move to France." And he said, "Why you want to leave? Why you want to leave why you want to leave the United States? The United States is a country with so much freedom. You live in a country that's perfect. Live in a perfectly good country that has so much freedom. Then he told me this. I will never learn French because I have a learning disability. I will never hold a job because I have a temper. And I said, well, I'm going to survive in France. Well, because France is like this. Like, people speak both English and French. Some people speak English and some people speak nothing but French. And I can go to a college or university there and study completely in English. And my dad said this to me, only you got a problem. You only got that problem. I'm citing my disability. And he said, what will happen when you get to France and you end up homeless there? What will you do? What will you do? And I said, I don't know. I just hope I don't end up like, no, he said, no. What will you do? And I just avoid the question. And I said, you don't speak a lick of French. You can't speak French. You don't speak a lick of it. And I said this to him. Salut, je m'appelle, Enchanté. And when he heard that, he said this. You don't know what did you say? You don't know what you said. What did you say? And I said, hello, my name is Richard Miles. Yeah, so I'm still learning French right now. And he said this to me. You say you want to commit suicide. Well, someone's going to do that for you. And when my father took me home, I was so mad. I got out of his truck and closed the door. And he said, "Ha, see there, you got a temper. You got a temper." And I got in my house. And I just broke down and started crying. Then after that, and also when my sister brought me home, I just went in my room. When I got in the house, I just broke down and started crying. Yeah. Let me go drink some water. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this video's long. I have to say some lot of things. And I'm just gonna say this. I don't wanna talk even more longer. I don't want to do that. It's like this, yeah, all that toxicness that I went through, it just turns me, it just brings out the worst in me. It just fragments and destroys my mental health. It just makes me go crazy, I was complaining in my videos about people interrupting me when I'm talking. And, I can't, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it doesn't matter where I go, in this country or in another country, someone's going to interrupt me. Someone's not going to let me talk. And all I got to do is just let that person talk. Or, if they keep running their mouth, I just don't say anything to them at all. That's what I'm going to do in the future. Someone won't let me say anything. I'm just going to let them talk, or they won't give me a chance to talk. I just ignore them. Not just ignore them. Because, you just got those people out there who think they know everything, or they just don't want to hear what someone has to say. And, and there's a saying, you can't control people. And I can't control everybody, and it's funny, my sister and my father try to control me and tell me what to do. Like signing forms at a hospital, at a clinic. They stand over me and look over my shoulder and tell me what to sign and what not to sign. Like I can't read. And I tell them to back off, and they just still get on. They still won't back off. And they want to preach to me about freedom. Well, when they're doing that to me, they're not giving me any freedom. In the U.S., they talk about, oh, you live in a country with so much freedom. And they don't give you any freedom. At all. So, I don't feel fully free in the United States. Yeah, personal freedom, a lot more freedom, social freedoms, the freedom to be yourself. That's non-existent in the U.S. In social freedoms, you can't go out and connect with people because people are standoffish, cliquish. They hate to meet people. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to have anything to do with them. And it doesn't matter how alone you are. You can't bother anybody. Yeah, keep to yourself. You stay in your space, and I'll stay in mine. You know, I just can't wait to get out of the U.S. because thanks to Winston Wu, I finally figure out that the problem isn't me. The problem is the society and the people that I'm around. The U.S. society is the problem. And you know what? All this toxicness, I'm not gonna snap and lose it and grab a gun and go on a mass shooting and shoot and kill people, turn a gun on myself and shoot and kill myself and get shot and killed by police, or commit suicide by jumping off a bridge or a building, or standing in front of a road, standing in the middle of a road and get hit by a semi or a bus or a car. I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna solve anything. Because you know what? This solution for me is simple. All I have to do is simply leave the United States and move to a country that's saner and civilized, a country where I can socialize and connect with people. Because I wanna be a dad. I want to be a father. I want a wife. I want children. I want to play with my kids, talk to my kids. I want to talk to my wife. I want to have fun with my wife and my children. Because that's what I want. I'm not going to get that here in the U.S. I can get that abroad. I'm going to go abroad. I'm going to get that. I can't be I can't get a girlfriend. I can't get a girlfriend. I can't marry a woman and she becomes my wife and gives me kids. I can't get that here. I can get that overseas with a sweet, feminine, down to earth, easy to talk to, approachable woman. I can't get that with these American women here in the US. I definitely can't get that in Canada. Mexico, yes. Latin America, yes. Europe, yes. Africa, yes. Southeast Asia, yes. Ain't gonna get that in North America, US and Canada, or probably in Taiwan or Northeast Asian countries. Yeah, those Northeast Asian countries, yeah. Asia's Scandinavia. Yeah, if I'm in Europe, I'm gonna stay away from Scandinavia. I'm gonna stay away from Norway, Sweden. Yeah, those Scandinavian countries. I'm gonna stay away from those places. Yeah, and I was in Italy. I'm gonna stay the heck away from Italy. That dirty, filthy, disgusting, chaotic country. So yeah, if I want a girlfriend slash wife, and if I want to socialize with younger people in their 20s and 30s, yeah, I'm not gonna get that in the U.S. of A. I'm not gonna get that in the United States. I'm gonna get that abroad. So, that's all I gotta say in this video. And I know this video is very long. I have to explain to all of you about what I went through. So yeah, let me end the video by saying this. This is the new Manchester saying this. Cheers and au revoir. Bye. Europe, Here I come! Here I come!